Hello and welcome to Flory Models Friday Roundup Show. Here we are on the 13th of March 2020. After what has to be one of the strangest weeks ever. You know when you're approaching 50 and one thing comes along and it's a little bit odd. Obviously we're talking about the COVID-19 virus that swept everything. Again, it's one of those strange things because everything's gone really quiet. Obviously orders have gone quiet. We've had model shows that have been cancelled. It's the talk over absolutely everything. It's just really very strange. Anyway, we'll talk about that a little bit later on. Anyway, this week really was all about the Mig-23. Been started on this one. Part one of this one went up on Monday. So as you can see just down in here, I've actually got it up here. Here we go. So this is the Mig-23, some of the pictures. So obviously in part one, we looked at the build ahead, how we're going to be tackling it, some of the points about it, using a new glue, using the black glue for the first time, really just to see what it's like. Actually there's more positives to the negative sides of it. We spoke about it a lot on the live show last night. Obviously buttoning up the doors. This thing's going to be an in-flight model. And stuff like that, and generally working our way through the build. As I say, it was one of these ones I'm trying to show it a little bit more than I normally do. So we talk about obviously planning the build ahead, going through things like that, and then if we just zip through here, the differences in the kit, because obviously this kit comes with 2 fuselages, 2 tails, and we were just trying to find out what the difference is on those ones. And then obviously we started to work our way with the actual build itself, so attaching all the photo etch parts, going through, and then obviously a big thing for us is closing up these doors. So we were going through, cutting all the parts, working about the best way of actually getting these ones all closed up and buttoned up, and we went through the motions of showing how we went about doing that one, and then adding some plastic art to it to strengthen it up, things like that, working our way with the internals. So there we go, that's all showing down in there, and really going through using the weld, going through all the little sub-assemblies with that particular one through there. And as you can see down in here, or hopefully you can, and as you can see here, we are to this stage. Okay, so we've got the gear all buttoned up. We've had to do the blow-in doors, so we're taking care of that one. Colour photo etch cockpit right the way through, which is actually very nice indeed. So we've gone through all the motions of that, and this literally is now just waiting for filler. So there's a couple of parts we're going to put on. Obviously we'll get the nose onto it, we'll get the gun system underneath this one, get the tail onto it, and then actually we can go through, get the filler out. It has got some filler work on this one. Nothing as much as I thought it was going to need, but it is going to need a little bit. But we are doing it in flight, so we are going to have a acrylic rod and onto a stand, having it in flight, and obviously with those nice markings we were pointing out before. The next part of this, part 2 of this, is up on the actual site right now as well, so you can go off and catch up with it, which really gets you to this stage. And then obviously next week it's going to be about filling, rescribing, re-riveting, putting all the detail back in that we're bound to lose, and then hopefully we'll be able to get into primer and moving this thing into the paint stage, which is going to be pretty full on, because obviously we are going for the actual Tiger scheme. It's the one that's on here as well, as you can see, so should be a lot of fun with that one. But say part 2 of that is up on the site right now, so you've had 2 parts of this one up with you to make your way through with that one. On Tuesday, as you can see, it was Q&A show, so we was having a good look around all various things. So obviously we're talking about the actual MiG, we were looking at a new type of kicker that we had on there, and we tested it out on our new version of Buster, and then I was going through answering all your questions as we do normally through on the show, as you can see down below here. The other thing we spoke about as well was dogma, and it's a little bit I just put at the end of the show, nothing massively about it. It's just that we've had a couple of the members I wouldn't say just struggling a little bit and just trying to get the mojo back and things like that, and I think they've been put off by other forums, not ours, I hasten to add, but other forums have been putting them down, things like that. Usually thing that happens on the internet. So I was talking about dogma and how that affects people, not just modelers, anybody, and obviously I put up a little video down below here, which you can see it is on the site. Not only has it got fantastic footage of F-18s floating around, but it's got some very inspirational speeches, and one of them speaks about dogma, which I actually 100% agree with, but it has got one of those very uplifting motivation, or very one of those videos that really just picks you up and puts you on the straight and narrow. So if you are feeling a little bit that way, I highly recommend you check out this video down here. It's not done by me, it's completely something I just found off of YouTube, but I totally agree with it, and I stand by a lot of the points that are made in that particular video as well. But I had a little bit of a chat about it, and we spoke about it on there on the 10th show, so not only answering your questions but hopefully trying to inspire inspire you and get you all back on the track of moving forward and things like that. On Wednesday, it was me and Matt's show, and obviously for a bit of a difference on this one as well, we opened it up to the YouTube world as well. So we were answering obviously all your questions, going through it. Don't forget, the one on Wednesday is basically the PM store. You know, it's a great way of us advertising and showing you what deals we've got on the site at the moment and things like that, and talking about all things kits really, and sales and stuff like that, as well as answering your questions. And again, for the last couple of weeks, we've been opening it up to YouTube as well, where normally obviously everything's behind closed doors, but from the PM side of it, obviously we open it up a little bit more as well, and it's been great and it's worked really well. I'd like to thank everybody who's on YouTube who've given us some fantastic feedback, some lovely comments. Thank you for the subscriptions and the thumbs up. Personal joke, if you watch it you'll hear all about that, because I've never done anything like that before and we were taking the mick really, but yes, again, it's one of those things, guys. Thank you very much for all your sort of kind comments and feedback and all things like that. So it's great when me and Matt just can kick back for a good couple of hours talking to you guys all things kit, what's coming out, answering your questions, you know, showing you anything if we got any parts that we can show you, and obviously taking you around the site and talking about the kits that we've had in the store this week as we make our way through, and obviously all the deals we have going and stuff like that. So if you want to see any of those, that is up on the site right now with that particular one. Then obviously on Thursday we had, where's Thursday show? I know what I've done with your Thursday show. Where's Thursday? I haven't actually got Thursdays up here for some reason. But anyway, Thursday show, obviously we had a couple of things going on. First of all, we had the review for the actual MiG. So this is the Mig-19. Again, beautiful little kit. I do have to say, it is an absolute gorgeous little kit. Very simple. If we're being honest, it's not the most difficult kit to put together. It just comes with a sheet. But actually, the amount of detail in it is really very good, and to be honest with you, when you get into the details of it, the decals are very fine. They've got some great decals that, you know, they look incredibly thin, as in you can't really see the carrier film. That's testimony to them. You can see it just down in there. Very nice, okay, right the way through. And then obviously when you start looking at the plastic side of it, you can see just down in here, hopefully we'll cut to close up, there we go, beautiful recessed details on this one. Again, you catch them in the light like that, they really do pop out. And again, it's one of those ones where you don't expect it, to be honest, from Capo to be able to produce something like this, but all of a sudden, bang, they're there. Really very nice. The surface detail on this, I would say, is almost on a par, not quite, but with the Edard stuff in 1/72 as well. So it just shows how they've come along as a company and really pushing ahead. And again, it's that thing, 72nd scale, all the detail you used to find in 1/48 now you find as standard on new 1/72 scale kits, and that's the thing to it. And again, this kit, it's not many parts to it, it's pretty basic, but actually you've got everything you need. You've got a beautiful detailed cockpit, which is absolutely great, and the surface detail on the outside of the kit is second to none. It's fantastic as well, and really that's all you need. You don't need all these hundreds of parts and gimmicky bits and all things like that. It just makes up to being a really nice 1/72 scale kit. So if you are in the market for a Mig-19 Pharmacy, I highly recommend you go have a look at this review, and you can make up your own mind from it, but for me it's a highly recommended. It is a fantastic kit, and again you can just see down in here, and I'll cut to the detail hopefully on the actual close-up. There we go. As you can see, look at the detail on that. Really very nice indeed with that one. So last night we had the live show, okay, and obviously it was myself, Andy and Nathan wobbling along, talking away for God knows, we really went over as well. I think we went to around about 9:30, answering all your questions, going through everything as always, also looking at your great work in some of the kits that we were pointing out and finding that we've seen actually on the forum, and talking to you guys about it. You were actually in the forum when we were talking about it. So again, beautiful work by you. It's fantastic to be able to showcase some of these kits off that we pick out. What usually happens is obviously we just go through the actual forum, pick out our favourites that have taken our eye this week, and then obviously we showcase them to you. There's no, right or wrong to it or anything else like that. So it's just one of those things. It's just whatever's taken our eye in the forum. And again, that's a 32nd scale Skyhawk that Nathan picked out. Really very nice in the green. It's not an easy colour to work with, But again, it's one of those, absolutely nailed it, no problem at all on that one. And then we were going through some of the other ones that took our eye as well. Some beautiful work this week. Obviously, we always showcase them on the Friday gallery anyway, but again, it's really nice to have a good proper look at them, talk about them in depth and make our way round. And then later in the show, we were going around trying everything. Like, this is the pen thing we were trying. Never really tried it before. And it's one of these masking pens. So we had to go with that, working out how to use it, because to be honest, I wasn't sure how you would even go about doing it. And this is me. It's got the masking fluid. I just wrote my name on the wing and then sprayed over it just to see if it came out. And yes, it did. Big thank you for Krista for sending me this one over a year ago. In fact, almost 2 years ago now, I think he sent me this, and I've only just got round to actually, having a look at it. But basically, it's a pen that you use as a masking agent, and you can use it on clear parts, you can use it on paint, and we went over it, as you can see here, with lacquer paints, just to see how they would stand up, because I do know some of them don't like being overcoated with lacquer paints. It eats into them and things like this. But this one absolutely nailed it, no problem at all. It worked very, very well on this one. And then hopefully here we can see, I show it on camera what it actually is, somewhere along here. Here we go, try that one. Oh no, that's the other one. That's the Molotov, I don't know. Anyway, we were talking all about masking liquids and the various difference between them and stuff like that. But anyway, good old show, thoroughly enjoyed it. We showed lots of stuff. There we go, on the big old camera, that's the stuff. Apparently if you put it down a little bit thicker, it works even better. But it works great for doing various things. We're thinking doing camos, like the smoke ring camos and stuff like that. It'd be ideal for doing that type of thing. But again, I was overcoating and spraying with it and playing around with it and generally having a good old test with it. And again, answering all your questions. Don't forget, it is free to view as well if you want to see this one. It's just up on the actual vlog area, as is all the open to air videos. You can see it's only the actual full video builds and some of the special things we do you can't see. If you're a non-member, just pop onto the Flory Model site. There's all of these down in here, and you can go in and have a look at those as we make our way through. Bringing you bang up to date today, we've got the next review up with you, which is the Tamiya Ninja. It's the Kawasaki Ninja 1/12 scale. Beautiful, beautiful kit. Spoiler alert, really like this one. It is an absolutely fantastic kit. Typical Tamiya-esque right the way through. Some beautiful stuff. The instructions are gorgeous to follow along with, as you might expect. But when you get down into it, the carbon fibre decals, things like that, some of the green work, and then into the various parts of it, as you can see. Fully detailed Bridgestone tyres, they're looking very nice, and again the quality of the plastic and the moulding, as you might expect, is absolutely second to none all the way through. To me, the highlight has to be, I just come along here somewhere, I just zip along, obviously you can see this is the clear parts. The clear parts are, sorry, not clear parts, the chrome parts are some of the finest chrome work I've ever seen. So the point is, this bit up here, you can see it, it's almost like Predator mode. It's that shiny and reflective, it almost becomes invisible on the cutting mat. Against the camera, I see it's just reflecting the light, where it's that good. It's good, high quality, fake chrome, if that makes sense, but it works. It absolutely works. Very nice, very high quality kit, as always from Tamiya, as you'd expect, and I think it will turn out to be an absolutely beautiful, beautiful bike. But some of the details onto this one, the moulding, the complexity of the single piece moulding for down here on the front is absolutely gorgeous, as you can see. Really very, very nice indeed. And that brings you bang up to date. So there we go. A couple of things to talk about. Obviously, with the COVID-19 virus going on, they have cancelled the Cosford show. So this is IPMS Telford, not to be mistaken with the Telford show in November. That, as far as we know, is still going ahead. But at the moment, as of yesterday, they have cancelled the show. That was going to be on the 5th of April. Obviously, PM Models and Flory Models, we did have stands there booked and everything else. But they've taken the decision wisely, I think, to cancel the show. Apart from that, the one that's actually on the which is at Milton Keynes, as of yesterday's memo that I got, is still going ahead. If that carries on, we will be governed and shown, and then obviously as a company, PM Models and Flory Models will make a decision if we're even going to go to it. Okay, from that point of view, obviously we want everybody to be safe. So on that note, we've also made the decision, myself and Matt yesterday spoke about it, we've cancelled the open houses that we usually do, the specials and all the demos and the various things. That was going to start next month in April. And then obviously we will usually have one or two every month, working our way right the way through the year. certainly April and May's we've now cancelled. Okay, so we're not going to be having the open house at the Flory Models, at the PM Model store in Doncaster as we usually do. The store is technically open. You can go along and obviously you can buy all your kits and everything else from there as we normally do. It's just at the moment we thought having a large group of us all in there, that's a little bit different. For the moment we've cancelled them. The plan of action is the weekends we're going to do them as we do like the Easter egg one, and obviously we usually do the turkey shoot one. Okay, in November we usually build for an entire weekend. We intend to do that instead. So what we're going to do is completely throw it open. It will just be free to air on YouTube and all the rest of it. And what we'll probably have is some special sales and some special deals that we'll be doing from the PM store. So you'll be able to get a promo code and get some of those things as we make our way through. Because normally we do special deals from Flory Model side of things, and obviously from the PM Model side when we do the open houses. So we'll just throw them open, and then obviously, you know, the store will be physically closed, but obviously from the mail order side that continues, as does it with the Flory Model side. I'm still sending out orders, you know, today, a load went out today, and obviously over the weekend and things like that. So that all continues. But what we'll do is, as we're all going to be confined, we thought we'd actually have a bit more fun, and we'd have a few live builds, obviously in the evenings, and then obviously at the weekends, and even in the afternoons. Me and Matt, as you might have known when we were speaking about it, we intend next week to crack on with our Buccaneers. So we're going to have a bit of a spraying afternoon with doing the Buccaneers, get them painted and obviously decorated and get those finished off, as well as I have mentioned I will be getting on with my 2001 Odyssey as well. So I intend to do that one as live shows and things like that, so you guys can all join in, and you can join in with us either via the Flory Models chat room or via the YouTube chat as well, and we can answer your questions as we make our way through. Because if we're all going to be confined, we might as well enjoy it, and actually doing our hobby is pretty much perfect for this. I can't think of anything better. Anyway, on that note, just a quick run around the actual forum with the various things that are going on at the moment with the group builds, if you guys want to push on with those ones. So we've got obviously 2 going on at the moment. We've got the full group build for the actual Latin American one. That's going to run till the 30th of June. So we'll all probably still be confined on that one. So at the moment of that one, we've got only 87 in there, and obviously we've got 23 completed at the moment. So that's looking really good down in there. And the group build, which is going on, hence whilst I'm doing a MiG as we speak, and a load of the guys are doing them as well. We've actually got this one. So we've got 97 entries going on in here. We've got 27 of those ones that have been finished as well, and that one you've basically got 2 months left on that one, really. Well, I don't know, a month and a half now, I suppose. God, forget we're like almost halfway through March already. Crazy. But anyway, you got 30th of April to get that one finished as always. And don't forget, everyone that completes for the actual group builds will get a fantastic medal just like this one. This is the one remaining one that's left. Okay, so we got that one. And then obviously don't forget with the actual SIG ones, obviously we do the full video with your name on it and things like that at the end of the show as well. And that is about it for this week. As I say, it's been a strange week. It really is very odd with all this COVID-19 business going around at the moment, but hopefully we can still keep you entertained. So don't forget, up at the moment, you've got that Mig-19 to go and have a look. You've got the Kawasaki Ninja, got the Storm Tiger, which I have done. I haven't edited it yet, but it will make an appearance over the weekend. If not, it'll be up with you on Monday. We've actually got 2 parts then of the Mig-19 is up. Part 3 of that will be up with you on Monday as well. I'm going to do a little bit of filming over the weekend, so we've got enough part for part 3. And then next week, we'll be all going at it again. And there we go. Anyway, that's it from me this week. As always, on a Friday, I'm going to leave you with your great work for the gallery. So until Monday, happy modelling, take care, and be safe.
Wasted. My heart grows heavy. Don't taste me rushing and keep your words naked. You got me blushing, and you forever I'll follow. You'll be my holy ground. You forever I'll follow. In immortality. myself.